Hey, it's Lindsay Head. Thank y'all so much for watching this video. I'm going to try to make it as quick as possible. I'm going to talk to you today about two specific STEAM tools that we have in our building. If you could first just start by taking this pre-survey, you can scan this QR code. I'm also going to put the link somewhere else. That way you can just click on it. This is for my specialist, just so that way I can gather some data about your knowledge about it and your comfortability with STEAM tools and Makey Makey and Sphero specifically. So first, I'm going to introduce Makey Makey, and here's a video of it, just so y'all can see.
Hi, I'm Jay.
And I'm Eric. We're graduate students at MIT Media Lab.
We have a dream that everyone is an inventor. So we created Makey Makey to let you invent just by alligator clipping. Alligator clips stuff like bananas to your Makey Makey. When you touch the banana, your computer just thinks you're touching the keyboard. The front has arrow keys, spacebar, and mouse left click. When you're ready for more, flip the Makey Makey over and you've got more keyboard keys and support for the mouse. You can even use the board like an Arduino when you are ready. No programming, no breadboarding. You don't even have to install software. Just plug it in USB.
Order your Makey Makey today and start changing how the world works.
Boing, 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 boing.
Hey, so I'm going to show you a Makey Makey. So whenever you get your Makey Makey box or the classroom set, they come with individual boxes like this. An individual box, you're going to have the motherboard right here, and then you're going to have a red cord. And this red cord gets plugged into the computer, plugs in over here, and then plug it in right here. Now it's connected to my computer. So I always have to put one down on Earth. There's a bar down at the bottom and you'll see Earth. I always have to connect one of my alligator clips to Earth, and then I'm going to connect another one to the space bar. And just so y'all know, each box comes with 7 alligator clips. That's all this box comes with. 7 alligator clips, a wire to connect to your computer, and the motherboard. And then you just got to supply what it's going to connect to. So I'm just going to show y'all it connecting and how to make a full circuit. So first I'm going to connect this to a bell. It is a conductor. And I just have a piano up here. You notice if I press space, it plays a sound. My goal is to make this bell the space bar. So I have it connected and it's not working. I'm touching it, not working. Well, when I go and connect to Earth, this green one's connected to Earth. I've completed the circuit. So now when I touch, the bell now has become the space bar. So that's just the basic idea of it. And the kids love making pianos and being able to create their own piano out of different devices. So that's just fun. But now I'm kind of looking into for a project. I have a man from my MBI last year, found them. We were doing research on people. I have no idea who this is, but they actually put some aluminum foil on the head. So whenever you touch the head, it should complete the circuit. So let's see. And If I was to do scratch, let's see if it works. All right, so it did. So I'm just having it say hi. I've coded it in Scratch to when I click the space bar, it'll say my recording, which is just hi. So when I touch the head, it says hi. So this is just an idea for your classroom, how maybe you can make it with a project. So we're going to look at some no coding options. These are super basic. These both of these were done in my class, and the third one was done as one of my All right, so here are some no coding options for how to use Makey Makey. Super simple, where you don't have to actually code anything. The first one is for conductors and insulators. This worked great for physical science. We were able to test conductors, and the students were able to make keyboards. As you can see here, the students use the water. So like actually the video showed, they use water to play their game. And they were able to learn that water is a conductor, and they went through and tested them. And in that class, they created some musical instruments. Miss Roberts' kids came up, and we were able to play some musical instruments as well and talk about circuits. And then the last one is a buzzer idea. You could set this up before. I did this with the twins, my nieces that are 5. I set it up beforehand. I did not let them set it up. I put bananas and I put letters, and they just chose which letter was right. You could do this for a buzzer A through D just to make it a little more fun, like a game show, or maybe you do it for a math quiz or something. Just an idea of however you would like to use a buzzer.
We're going to touch the
So we can add another level, and that would be coding. And coding is a super important skill for kids to learn. This is something that they really actually need to understand. I know I don't understand it because I was never taught it, and I've been learning a lot more as I go through. But you can use the Scratch MIT EDU site. It is free to join. I'm going to open it up real quick. And this is just drag and drop coding. All right, so here it is. You could log in. It's free. Kids can make their own logins. I'm going to just go ahead and start creating. Wait, y'all can see. So there's a lot of things that you can do here. My personal favorite for Makey Makey is the sound. So play sound, and I'm going to say when click down here. So if you look, there's an event. So I make sure when the space, and I can choose up, down, right, left arrow. This is where the Makey Makey comes in. I'm going to make and you can record a sound. So I'm actually just going to go back. And this is where the coding can really start coming in. They could have somebody, if you're doing a project on a person, it could say facts whenever you press the space bar. It could say maybe a math problem. It could say right or wrong. Their options are endless with this recording option. And it's really simple for them to do as well, because it's just when they press space, it does this. You can make another one. When it press up arrow, it makes a different sound. All right. So that's just a little bit with Scratch. So some ideas maybe in your classroom is maybe you do a wax museum where you have characters from wherever you're studying, whatever your topic is, and they make people, as you can see down in this picture, those are some examples of wax people. Or you could make it a novel review. Again, that's great for the people. You make the people have some foil on them, so when you touch like their arm or maybe their head, it says a fact about them. I was doing this last year during MBI, and somebody did Einstein, and when you touch their head, it made a certain sound because he was smart. You could do maps and geography where you have, as you can kind of see, maybe like the solar system over here, it says what part it is whenever you touch it. And last, I've seen it with for math for equations, where if you saw on the video, you can actually just draw with pencil. Maybe kids write out a math problem, they put the answers, and it kind of buzzes, it does the right or wrong answer whenever they say the correct one or when they don't. Anything you can draw can be taken to the next level, or anything that you create can be taken to the next level. It just has to be semi-conductive. You can even use Play-Doh, and then use that coding. So there's a lot more lessons here, and I'll be more than happy to work with you on another lesson if you have another idea. So our next STEAM toy is Sphero. Lauren Morono, she actually is at North Paulding. She is a Sphero hero. So I got a lot of these ideas from her, but I've done a lot of them in class as well. For those of you that don't know, a Sphero is just a coding robot, and you use the Sphero EDU app. There's a lot of options with it. It's free. The kids can make a account or they can just log in as a guest. Depends on really what you're doing. So here's some no coding options. This is just the drive, super easy. We're getting out the coding, we're getting kids engaged. Students can draw math problems and draw and drive to the right answer. You can always, and whenever you do this, take turns driving, letting one person go. I do it a lot with A through D answers to review for tests. You could do it for a map. We did it on social studies night where the kids had to drive to whatever location we had it. We had a lot of maps done. Or you could even do vocab terms. I can give you some tips on management with that as well. I'll also be having more resources come out later, and that will for sure be on there. So now these are going to be some adding coding ideas. So the first one is a maze. Students create a maze and they code their robot. So code them, tell them what to do as it goes through and the turns. So some ideas of this could be a storyboard. They could drive through a storyboard and they could draw out what happened in the book and it would stop and maybe it says something. Another idea would be a timeline. It drives through a timeline and it's able to say words, and the bolt actually is able to show words on its screen and change colors. So the kids could code that as well. Touring the world, they could go through a map and you could go to states and tell a story. It could speak a fact about the capital, maybe tour a human body or cell, go through and say the words. These would be great end of review ideas or end of like a summative kind of test, just a different way to evaluate students. Another one is a math chariot challenge, coordinate grid as well. Drive to one spot. We could have them do an X and Y axis. And one I really like for literature is storytelling and making these characters where they could draw and they could actually act out a scene. And these, are obviously showing lower books, but we could even do it for higher books. And you could even take it to the next level and use a green screen app. That's not something that I have actually ever used, and I would love the opportunity to try it. One that we have done at school is BattleBots. Miss Arnold has done this. We did this at STEM night. The students create a bot to battle and they try to pop the other balloon. This would be great for a civil war. You could actually have them create their battles, maybe based on whatever they're learning. And it took So another idea would be BattleBots. Miss Arnold did this. This is her class from 2 years ago. We also did this at STEM night. BattleBots is fun because the kids get a battle and they're trying to pop each other's balloons. It didn't take long actually for them to make. I think it took one class period where they built it in 20 to 30 minutes, and the next day that day they battled. You could where it goes a little bit longer. It'd be great for if you're learning about words for social studies, with science about momentum. So at HJMS, we have Spheros and Makeys in-house. We have 15 Sphero bolts that come with a whole charging pack or a class set of 12 Makeys. Both of these are picked up and dropped off and pretty much stored in my room at the moment. That's 716. I will obviously help you and bring them to you and pick them up if that helps you. For the Spheros, you will also need some kind of tablet. We have an iPad cart now, and those can currently be checked out of the media center. There are 13 iPads on them. I believe all the iPads now have the Sphero EDU app on them. Super simple, get on, and the kids loved it. So another resource I want to show you is a blog STEM page that I've created. This specifically right now is just looking at Sphero and Makey Makeys. And if you click either one of these, it'll take you and kind of give you some instructions. And I'm going to be continuously updating these. So some things I'm planning on adding are classroom management tips, more ideas for in the classroom. Again, I have some for Makey Makey as well. My favorite part though is the STEAM at HJMS. And this is where I'm going to constantly be updating how teachers are using STEM at Herschel Jones. So, not least, I am in need of teachers to volunteer to try out one of these STEM toys in your classroom. I am going to be here to help create the lessons and align it to your time work and your content. This is part of my specialist, but also I'm really hoping that we can start utilizing this more at Herschel Jones. If you're willing, whenever you take the Canvas quiz on the next one, please just put yes if you're like, yes, this sounds great. Even if you have no idea what you want to do, you're just like, I'm willing. It sounds fun. Let's try it. It doesn't have to be this month. It probably won't be this month. I know we all have so much on our plate. It could be at the end of the year. It's just so that I have an idea of who's willing to. If you're not sure, just put maybe. And I would love to talk with you one on one. But thank y'all so much for taking the time. STEM is something that is going to be awesome for our kids. They thrive whenever we incorporate it into our classroom. I know it doesn't always go perfect the first time, but that's okay. I'm here to help. Hopefully, I can give you some tips and make it exciting for you.